And that's what's so great about the strategy. You're finding a really strong stock and you're waiting for it to dip. And they're basically just waiting for the price to drop and they're buying it. And then they're looking for an immediate bounce up. If not, they get back out again. That's what I do. That's what I've taught. Oh gosh. This what? What a bunch of malarkey. We're waiting for that next candle. Should have broke more. There he goes. Haul up is 10. Halt up is 1028. I'm going to miss the halt up. False halt. I'm a little nervous. I'm going to let this thing chill out or I'm going to size down. Wow, that was hard rejection there. I got lucky on that. I got out. I got in a little early on that dip, and so when you get in early on the dip and it drops, and you have the confidence to let it bounce back up, take it break even or close to it. Okay. Sometimes it's better just to cut it, but this thing's looking like it's gonna possibly rip down hard. We still have the daily level of $14 a share. I just don't want to get obliterated at the opening here. Nice rip there. We're finally seeing that hot market that we so much love. We have not seen this kind of market in a long time. Ah, that's too bad. I think we're going to get that rip to $10 a share. We're seeing a little bit of weakness here on the pops back up. I could tell us that buyers could be a little bit weaker. Got to cut it. I'm going to actually size down here. Although I want to size up, I think it would be better to size down. Yeah, that's turning into a flush. I'm just going to take it. Sure enough, when I take it is when it goes. Ah, not really getting great fills. It's getting a little choppy. It's getting a little choppy, so we got to take that as an indication to pump the brakes. But it's a hot market. So it's a hot market, so I was like, we gotta get in there. We gotta start getting aggressive. This is the market I remember. This is the market I know and love. Gotta cut it. It's too bad. I sort of had a feeling it wasn't gonna work. But I also do think we might get a rip up to 950, but it might be a short rip. It's probably gonna be a pop and flush. It's usually right when I sell out that it keeps ripping, so I'm gonna try to hold it. Yeah, it's losing steam there. it's kind of getting support here. I'm looking at the 5-minute. Yeah. I think we have a shot at this running a little bit more than we think. We're hitting resistance though. We have a good push here. I want to try to get it up to 910. I got to take it. I was trying to hold, but it wasn't paying off. We're getting that quick resolution like we were early on. That next 5-minute candle is starting soonish. Halt down is $7 a share. um, Hold down 7. I'm getting a little trigger shy here, so I'm going to size down because I'm failing to pull the trigger. We got a lot of resistance here. Huh. It's kind of like being walked down a bit. The volume has gone a little lighter. I'm thinking risk, so I'm going to stay 900. I was thinking 2,700. What's the? Oh my gosh! No, it's going to go. Flush. There goes $500. I should have known better. That's brutal. That was brutal. I should have known better. That hurts. But at least I cut it. I cut it at 8.15. If I wouldn't have cut it at 8.15, I possibly could have cut it at $7 a share. So, especially when you're trading these volatile stocks, seconds matter. So I took luckily smaller size. Agri. Wait for a pullback on this one. I think maybe. It kind of sucks, but that's sort of the way it goes. Yeah, I seen that, Eric. I did that for these higher price stocks. You kind of have to do that. Okay, I'm going to switch over to Agri for now. MINM could still come back, no doubt, but Agri's starting to rip here. I want to pull back. I might not be getting a pullback. Halt up is 241. We might get a halt up on this. I want a little bit more to go off here. What? Oh, I only had 900 shares. I thought I had 2,700. I was like, I only made $50. 246. Halt up is 249. That's probably going to give us a halt. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen. I didn't really get that good of fills. Did not get really that good of fills. Clear drawing, so I need to get this cleared up. Break at 255. Ah, I got terrible fill. Where did I get filled at? 53. Goes up another huge bit. Ain't that just the worst? Halt up at 267. Halt resumption. It's a little extended. I'm gonna stay out of it. We have not seen a market like this for a while, honestly. It's been a good bit. I think this is giving us vibes of August again. So maybe December will be more like August. Oh wow. Of course, the one I size up on is the one that fails. Ah, I should have just taken the profit. 189 halt down. Haven't been able to get too much out of this one so far. That's not what you wanted to see there. Starting to get to that choppy business again. 5 minute, yeah. We got to wait for that 5 minute to do something. Of course. Timing on this is just not the best. It's just so hard. Kind of have to hold. Of course, right when I take it. Such baloney. Yeah, we're starting to see some bigger sellers up here. Ah, man, just where you think it's gonna pop, it doesn't. I'm gonna try to hold this entry here. Nah, I don't like the look of that. At the 5 minute, I've been watching this 5 minute. I knew it was gonna do that. Okay, well, that one was okay. Where did I sell out at? 722. Wow. Sorry. We got 25 likes already. Appreciate you guys. From 672. We did already 20. Wow, why can't this just go? MINM. I know, Agri, fortunately. It's not my favorite. Is there, yeah, so is VVOS in play today? I don't know. I think it's not going to be, I don't think I should touch it. Wisdom's telling me I shouldn't. It may go, but I've learned a lot of hard lessons in the market. One of those lessons is not coming back to the same watering hole too many times. In select instances, it does work out well, but okay. So here, we're gonna wait for a dip. I'm gonna see if we can get a dip. One minute. There it goes. Possible flush here. Ah, did you see how hard I just punched myself? Just like I sort of had a feeling that wasn't gonna work. I'm out of coffee. So we're getting into almost halfway through the day. Yeah, I think Voss is gonna be not so good today. I'd probably stay away from that. I don't know. It's chopped around a little too long for my taste. Try to get this up to 772. I'd imagine with a hot market, this bear flag would fail, but this doesn't look like it's gonna. I guess it's not really a bear flag as much as it is. Yeah, this trade here was a way better trade. Could have made a lot of money right there. 670 to almost 770, almost $1 a share. SMFL. Yeah. SNGX, not the price that I would trade at $1, whatever it is. It's not the price I would do. Yeah, this one's sort of losing steam. Mm, 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 mm. I do see this one moving. These ones are a little tricky. This one has room up to 4 though. That was a pretty nice trade. That halted. I sold right into the halt level on that one. Yeah, I kind of caught the bottom on that. My entry at 53, at 55 would have been a real nice entry there. Frick. I got nervous. I shouldn't have. Yeah, that sucks. I nailed that entry, but I got nervous. Frick. Try to stay positive. Gosh darn, 655. It's a 50-cent bounce. Ah, I should have waited for the dip. I gotta cut it. I forgot that I don't have this on. Okay, so I gave back $500 in this one. I'm sort of thinking I need to let this one go. I had the entry on there and I messed up that. I mean, this still has potential here, but the W pattern was back here. 732, I'm guessing it's going to go to. Let's look for a resumption on SMMF. SMFL. SMFL. 310 resumption. Possibly a dip and rip on this. And the resumption is going to be at 3. Whoops, no, I don't want to send them a. Is what it is. Gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Should be getting a resumption soon on this one. So it's gonna be a 10-minute halt. Did I do my math right? In my textbook, it should have unhalted by now. I don't like to play the halt resumption trades, but the market is hot. So if I'm ever gonna do it, I might as well do it now. But then again, it's a lot of risk. But if we get a nice clean dip, I'll try it. So 58. Should unhalt at what? 10:08, 08, 29. Bye. I'll see you. Up to 380. We have room up to 380 on this. I think we have a good shot at ripping to 384. Really do. This 10-minute halt's making me miss everything. Including that. Another reason why I hate these halts. Chances are. SNGX is going nuts. What have we got? About a minute and a half here yet still? MINM is ripping. Hmm. 330. It's gonna open up here and then probably rip 20 cents. We'll see if we get a dip and rip. I'm afraid that we're gonna get smoked on it. I'm gonna go down to 2,200 shares. I'll go down to 2,200. It's gonna make me feel a little bit better. What is it? 29, 829. See if we get a halt resumption trade. I don't like doing these, but the market's hot, so. I missed it. I missed it. That's too bad. It didn't really give much time for an entry. It didn't give much time for an entry at all. That just went straight. This looks like a halt down now. I'm going to go down to 900 shares. Halt up is 440. I think we have a shot at breaking 408. Dang nabbit. This thing is so frustrating. I get so scared. Okay, so back to 857. Could have slammed some good trades in there, but kind of biffed it a little bit. That's too bad. At least I didn't lose anything. It's a little frustrating. Yeah, that looks questionable. I'm taking a break even. I probably should have held, but that was getting really weak. That's too bad, man. Kind of fumbled the ball on this one. Hurts. 301's the halt down. We're not that far away from that. That's too bad. On another day, I could maybe have gotten that a bit better. See if we get a run to 732. Once those people in the halt down come to this stock to try to make it back, we'll get that exasperated move. I'm going to put my target at 730, anticipating a little bit of a short pinch here. I'm going to try to be patient to fill at my exit. Might be all for nothing. Now we're still seeing buying pressure. Let's let those people that are stuck in that halt down revenge trade this thing to 730. I'm just going to take it, I guess, at 718. It's probably going to go to 730, but there's 730. Ooh, went to 7. Where did it go to? $297. This is probably going to halt, open up, and rip again. I don't know. Where are we at for time? We're running out of time on the day. I'm up just under 5,000. Could have done better. Could have done better, and that's the sad part. But see if we get a continued rip here. Gotta cut it. What is this? MINM. So I took a 2 cent, a penny and a half loss on that. See if this continues up back up to 730. Yeah, it's hitting too much resistance. Let's get the 5-minute. I'm gonna stay small size and try to scalp this thing to my heavens. I messed up SMFL. It's on me. Now it's dead. I'm gonna take that dip. See if we get back up to 720. Wow. I did not get a good fill, but I was expecting a breakout. I should have just taken my first entry big. So when you start adding to stocks, you can get a little bit ridiculous. I'm looking for this 5-minute W pattern that's sort of visible, but also kind of broken with a topping tail. How much you pay for entry and exit from position? $0. Free commissions. Life changer. I don't know. That's chopping around too much. I'm at 4999.06. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I usually would say okay, that's enough, but the market's a little hotter, and I want to try to stack up a bigger green day here. Possibly trade station. Possibly trade station Camille, but I'm not certain because the United Kingdom, I believe, has rules against free commissions. Essentially, long story short, or maybe that's just Canada. There, it did rip. Very nice. What's gotta cut it, of course. We'll wait for a pullback there. I think we have a shot at this ripping back up through 732. Let's let this baby rip to 720. On a hot market, this should rip. There we go. We'll even take it to 726 for $500 right there. I sold out at 726, ended up going to 760. That flush kind of hard there too. It sucks. It's back up. I kind of sold too soon. It's always there's always a story like every day. You know, for me, I sold too soon. I botched it. It's never like, well, I did my best and I made a good amount of money. Or I did my best and I lost a little bit. And trading is not an exact science. Trading is not something you will ever 100% perfect. You're always going to be working. You're always going to be learning. And there will be no perfection in trading. No, you can get pretty dang close to perfection. You can get pretty dang close. That I could have done better on. See, I've been buying these bottoming tails for a long time, but we went through like a solid month where these bottoming tails and these false breakdowns were just not working. The market was so dead, and I had to resort to pattern trading. Now we're doing that scalping that we talked about in the classes. Again, if you're interested in the classes, we got our coupon code for November, 30% off. If you're just interested in the live trading, that's a separate, that's on YouTube. That's not with the classes or the one-on-one consultations. So if you do end up getting the classes, I will sit down and we can chat a few times a month, half hour, an hour. We can do a phone call, talk about where you're at, what you need to do. I mean, I remember when I paid $400 just to ask a CPA a question. And it was like a basic question. He answered in like 5 seconds. I paid him $400. So this thing is curling here. Kind of losing focus a little bit. If I do keep trading, I want to keep the risk as low as possible. I think we will have probably break 370 at some point. I'm going to try to hold for this for the break of 375. There's the break. ends up going to 380 again. This market never, you haven't been in a hot market like this in a while, almost almost practically every trade works. This has a possibility up to 732. Got to cut it. I was looking for a quicker trade there. It's fighting, but I wanted a quicker trade. There it goes. Gosh darn. Ain't that just the worst? Let's go for a dip. Come on. Try to get this up to 740. It looks likely, but got to just cut it. I had the initial trade correct. I really didn't lose much on it. I lost maybe $30. So the risk to reward on this is pretty good. Trying to catch this up to 780. This thing is probably going to rip a lot higher than we think. We'll go for the break of the pivot up at 756. I'll put my order at 758. Let's see, for shorts to get pinched. This would be the perfect market for shorts to get stopped out here. And any other market day would say there's no chance, but this market, I'm going to give it to break even. Yeah, it's not looking. It's a little lighter volume. I did get $50. And we might need a little pullback here. We're not getting that quick resolution I was so hoping for. Let's get this up to 760. I would have liked to see quicker resolution there. So that's sort of losing steam. I don't like it. If this rips, I am MNIM. Little bugger. Stupid. Halt up 877. Freaking A. Oh! Did I lose any money? Ha! Woo! That was close. I got in at 742 and got out at 739. This thing might rip yet. Rip up, baby. Halt up to $8 a share. Yeah, let's pinch those shorts. This is the market to do it. Up to $8 a share, baby. Come on, baby. No. $8 a share, baby. Yeah. 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 Woo! $8 a share, baby. $8 a share. Yeah, we'll take that. I tried. It should have already gone if it was gonna, but it could still go. Could still go. Ah, there it goes to 765. I tried to hold it, but I couldn't. Gosh darn. There it goes to $8. I tried to make it work. I'm gonna miss this one. Halt up is $9 a share. Ah, I always 440. Shoot, big buyer there. Big buyer there. Halt up. Let's get this back up to 950. Yeah. I gave it some time, but shoot. Frick. The breakthrough 970 is likely here. It's getting a little shaky up here. Ha. Gotta cut it. Every time I take a losing trade, I do this. How ridiculous. I'm going to size down since we're getting later into the day. Again, we teach that in the classes. Although it seems like this thing could go on forever, we got to take into account that greed only lasts so long. But this 5 minute does look prime for a 10:30 break. I'm just gonna go to 900 shares, which is still enough to make a couple $100 here and there, but not enough to screw up the entire day. Let's get this up to 970. Ah, it's struggling. Struggling. Tried to give it time to work. Sometimes just taking the profit is the best policy. There, I took it early where I probably should have held it. This is probably worth holding. I don't think the shorts are going to win here. That'd be very surprising if they did. I'm going to take that break there as a small one, but possible flush here. Careful. I'm going to stay out of that. Stay out of that. I'm still looking for the attempt up to 954. It's probably going to result in a big flush, so I'm not going to overstay if I do catch a trade on it. Yeah, it's just really getting a lot of resistance here. I think it's still going to make an attempt up through the high, but this is probably a huge flush risk. And this thing can flush hard. We've seen that. I'm angry because I did have the entry on this flush here down at like 690, 68, probably even lower. I probably had it maybe 7, and I was like $8. So this could be a flush here. The break at 1028 seems possible. Got to get out of there. You don't want to mess around with this. You don't want to mess around with that. Ah, man, we got so close to 1028. I think this thing's done. Bye-bye. I did not want to mess around with that. I took a $100 loss, but did not want to mess around with it at all. I should have tried to hold for that break in 950. I knew that was likely, but I also knew that the flush was probably likely afterwards here. But look at that bottoming tail. Will we get a run back up to $9 a share? I'm guessing yes. I missed my entry though. Ooh. Ah. I'm not catching the entries I want. I'll just take whatever I can get. This is turning into a giant bottoming tail, which these can rip really nicely. Ah. Just got to take the little wins when I got them. I gotta take that loss. Okay. We gotta reevaluate what's going on here. We gotta reevaluate what's going on here. I'm gonna go down to 400 shares to reevaluate. No, okay. I think we got to really think about just saying that's it. I think I'm going to say that's it for the day. There's still going to be action on this, which makes me kind of want to keep going, but we're about exactly at an hour. There's a double bottom, pop off 772. I'm at about $9,000 on the day. I'm $60 below 9,000. But I just knew after yesterday that was just like it's time to hit it. It's time. That's why right out of the market, right out of the gates with this one, I was trading with pretty normal big size. I wasn't screwing around. I said, you know what? It's the last day of the month. I gotta get something together. So I suppose I could sit here all day and scalp, but it's just you take one bad trade and you lose $2,000, and you could start that snowball pretty quick. Oh, we can see what MINM does here. If I can stay smaller size and trust myself to listen to it, then I would say let's go for the 10K. There we go. That's exactly. So that is going to be my last trade because that was actually like a $100 loss. So 88, 87. I better just take that. This thing seems to be losing steam. I need to just take that. I'm not going to snowball. Nope. It's about $150 off my highs. But the last thing you want to do is squander a day like this. And believe me, I've done it. I've done it before. I've had those days where I'm up $10,000, $12,000, and then I keep pushing it, and then I finish up $3,000. And that's even though it's a green day. Those days, I mean, I go outside and I just start punching the ground. and I scream and I cry. And then I think about applying for a job at McDonald's. But that really cleans up the month for me because this month I've really messed up. Just and the members know, but this easily could have been a great month. But I'm gonna finish the month here at I don't even want to say it's so sad. But yeah, back up to 810 there. I could have been $90 win. I just actually didn't take that big of a loss on that last trade. But yeah. I could justify coming back to this here. That's tempting. But you get into this mode of trading so long into the day and over trading, and then what happens is that you kind of build up this mentality of just keep pushing it, you take a couple losses and you're like, whatever, I'll keep pushing it. And so it's in these nice hot markets where you develop those bad behaviors, and the best traders know that they're breaking the rules, but they break them in the right areas, and they know that they're going to have to tighten up their discipline. Inexperienced traders will go through a hot market and do some crazy stuff and make a lot of money, and then they start to think that, hey, I figured it out. Hey, I've turned the corner. And it's like, time and time again, I see those traders spin out. And it might not be for a month later, but sort of when you're a newer trader, you trade with a little bit less fear. At least I did in my first year or two. I was willing to trade without fear as much, especially because it was new money to me. And so if I had already made $100,000 that year, I'm like a broke college student, or I was about a year previous. So to me, it's like, okay, well, I don't care if I lose $2,000 today, and I would trade without fear. But now, as I've gotten older, now it's like I've become much more risk aware. I don't trade as wild as I used to. But I've definitely gone through some wild days. I think my best day was like 12, 13,000. And the thing is, I could have kept going and probably made more, but and the day I made 12,000 was like a day exactly like this. The way the market was today was like how 2020 was every single day. How the market was today was how the market was after COVID in 2020, even into 2021. The market was like VVOS and MINM every single day. That's why people were making so much money in day trading. That's not the way it is anymore. I didn't take it at the trend line going up because it's first of all, this is a bear flag by nature. Plus, we have a huge topping tail. So this thing, believe it or not, which the market's probably strong enough that we won't see it, but this thing could absolutely teleport down to 730. It could drop 60 cents in a blink of an eye. The only reason why I know that is because I've been in those. So the reason why I wasn't super interested in getting it off the trend line here is because we're looking at a bear flag here. And sure enough, this thing is starting. We have a nice big buyer there. And the market's probably strong enough to support it, but this just looks it's just a little too dangerous for me, for my taste. But we did have a nice big buyer there, but who knows? The pattern as it is now, the 5-minute doesn't look that good. The 1 minute doesn't look that good. I tried to take a couple bounces on this dip. Didn't really succeed on any of them. And the price has just been going sideways for like 5 minutes. So to answer your question, why didn't I buy it off sport? Is because of those reasons. So there could be a trader who's seeing this as a huge opportunity to get a low entry for another run up, in their opinion that it's going to go higher. So everyone's going to have their own bias on a stock. There is no this pattern means the price is going to do this. There is none of that. It's here's the pattern, here's the price action, here's the time and sales. What do you think is going to happen? And of course, if you're there's a nice bottoming tail here that's probably going to rip. Ooh, could have got that. Ah, frick. We might have to be back in this thing yet. No, see, that's what happens. False breakdown setup. Look at that, 775 to 780. I'm almost getting sucked in. I know I'm getting sucked in. What are your feelings about Power Hour? In a market like this, it was probably pretty good in a market. I mean, look at Power Hour yesterday. Is that Power Hour that stock literally went up to the moon? So in this market right now, Power Hour is working. In this market now, trading for 4 hours is working. In this market now, you can go from red to green in a matter of seconds. In this market now, buying high with big size is working. But just know it's not going to continue to work forever. And so, yes, get it while it's hot, but also understand this is where bad habits can be developed. This bottoming tail here, 796, I should have taken that. This is most likely going to pull back and then rip through 850. I don't know. Possible flush here. These drops are getting scarier and scarier. So, yeah, look at that. Look at that. And the thing is, people will be buying the dip there, and it could pop here, but this thing could teleport down to $7 a share in a millisecond. That's a pretty big drop. 850 to 790. Bounce off. No. There's no, I can't. Just, it's hard. It's hard because this thing's like a little slot machine, and it's like a little slot machine, but I know better. I know better because I guarantee you somebody tried to buy the dip at 820 or even 812, and they were selling at 775 for a 30-cent loss. So $8,900, 8,913. So I can't believe I did take a trade there. But I think that's I actually ended up making an extra $20 by trading. But the risk, I made $20, but the risk was a lot higher than it was worth for an extra $20 on the day. It's actually an extra $27. So we'll do our poll here.